So, London Crusaders, the venue this afternoon for Bradford Northern's quarter-final tie, and that long haul down from the north this morning. The team news for this afternoon for the Crusaders: number 1, John Gallagher; number 2, Abe Akoko; number 3, Scott Roskill; number 4, Jason Walker; number 5, Mark Johnson; number 6, Troy Ruggless; number 7, Mark Riley; number 8, Chris Whittaker; number 8, Chris Whittaker there, as the hooter sounded in our ear. Number 9, Scott Carter. Number 10, Sam Stewart. Number 11, Steve Roslin. Number 12 is Darren Minchelski. And at number 13, Neville Ramsey. 14, Dave Rotherham. And at number 15, Chris Smith. And the Bradford side: number 1, Sean Osterfield. Number 2, Gerald Caudle. Number 3, Daryl Shelford. Number 4, Paul Newlove. Number 5, Brian McKebby. Number 6, Dave Watson. Number 7, Derek Fox. Number 8, Fasu Afua. Number 9, Trevor Clark. Number 10, John Hamer. Number 11, Roy Powell. Number 12, Paul Dixon. And at number 13, Carl Fairbank. Number 14 this afternoon is Dave Heron. And at number 15, Paul Gratian. And the man in the middle this afternoon, John Holsworth from Kippax. He's made the journey down with us. And very, very shortly, the game about to get underway. It's a windy, blustery day in the stadium. A little bit reminiscent of Sheffield Eagles ground, but so the game starts with the long ball out. Roy Powell there making a mistake straight away. That ball, Roy Powell trying to get his body out, but a very, very strong wind blowing down this stadium this afternoon, so the advantage straight away to the Crusaders. That's a drop out under the posts. And Northern with Sean Osterfield at fullback this afternoon, making his debut. That's a bad drop out there by Derek Fox, only just finding the 10-metre mark, so it's Crusaders with the first chance of attack, and Neville Ramsey brings the big number 12 running onto the ball there. Minchelski and Crusaders moving the ball out wide. That's the missed out man to John Gallagher, and try scored straight away there. It's Scott Roskill, so Bradford with the early pressure there, and Scott Roskill, that ball moved out wide, and Crusaders in the first minute go into the lead here at the Brentford Copthall Stadium. And Derek Fox needs to get his men together now and settle them down. So Derek Fox to get the game back underway from the centre spot, and driving the ball into the wind. Crusaders bringing the runners on, but Bradford there with Fasu making his debut this afternoon in the first team, as Neville Ramsey takes the drive up there for the Crusaders. Ramsey, of course, little short spell at Bradford Northern a couple of years ago, then went back to New Zealand, but come back into the UK now and playing well for the Crusaders, the architect of a lot of the moves. But Paul Newlove there bottling Sam Stewart up. So Crusaders up to the halfway line. Referee signalling the last tackle as the ball goes back to Gallagher. That's a high ball hoisted, as well taken there by Dave Watson, and Bradford first touch of the ball this afternoone, but two Crusaders defenders very, very quickly there on the Bradford standoff this afternoon. Dixon on the drive, Paul Dixon looking to half break the tackle, but he's hauled down there by Mark Riley. John Hamer up to the halfway line. And quite a good following that's made the journey down the M1 this afternoon. 10 coaches coming from Bradford Northern, as straight away there John Holsworth pulling a Crusaders player out for the swinging arm there on Fasus. Derek Fox takes a quick tap of the ball as Carl Fairbank on the drive, turning his back, looking to offload, but nobody really coming in support there of the Northern loose forward, as Fox switches the ball up the blind side. Sean Osterfield, that'll give him a bit of confidence. First touch of the ball in his professional debut as Fasu driving in, but good tackling there by Steve Roslin. Derek Fox moving the ball out wide to Watson. Watson selling the dummy. Watson slicing through, but just hauled down on that far side. It's a good cover tackle there by Minchelski. Derek Fox gets the team going again. The long ball out to Newlove. Newlove trying to prop, trying to step out, but last tackle signal by the referee as John Holsworth wants the Crusaders back. Derek Fox hassle there as Watson with the ball. Needs to keep that ball alive as that'll be the handover to the Crusaders as Bradford a little bit at 6s and 7s there. So Crusaders with the ball now, looking to drive towards the halfway line. Crusaders on the ball now, but the Bradford tackling machine there of John Hamer up very, very quickly. That's a good ball out there by the big number 10, Sam Stewart. And of course, Sam Stewart, a New Zealander, one or two New Zealanders in this Crusaders side as the ball chipped over the top there and across the field. A long way to go back. And just steps out of the way there of the intern. It's good running by the youngster there to relieve the pressure on his line. It was Neville Ramsey who was up there very, very quickly as Gerald Caudle coming inside, looking for work. Driving this ball out as Dixon spins, turns the back, but 3 Crusaders in there to pull him to ground. Trevor Clark from acting halfback. Clark having to go on his own there as they cover up very, very quickly. Fox once again. Fox caught and Fairbank doing well then. Fairbank chipping the ball through. Picks it up at the second attempt. Back to one. Referee says that's a wild pass there by Carl Fairbank out when referee had waved it back to one, trying to unleash Gerald Caudle on that far side. So Bradford making the mistake there when a good break was on in progress. So down we go to scrum on the halfway line. Head and ball, and the ball out with the Crusaders. Little number 7, quite a lively customer, this scrum half, Mark Riley. Scored a lot of tries for the Crusaders, and of course London Crusaders on that 10-match unbeaten run at the moment. Sam Stewart, ball over the top there to Okoko. It's Paul Newlove going down on that ball and slipping back another 5 yards in the heavy conditions here in North London this afternoon, and the rain keeping off. John Hamer turning his back, looking for somebody coming, but Bradford not really with a game plan at the moment. Roy Powell dips the shoulder, but no way through there for the Bradford second rower. Derek Fox, long ball out to Dave Watson, and once again a mistake by Bradford as Daddle Shelford putting that ball down on that far side as Northern trying to keep this ball alive. Dan Minchelski there on the ball as Neville Ramsey coming from deep, straightening up, hands one off, gets the ball out wide, and once again John Gallagher flipping the ball inside, and Crusaders keeping that ball alive. Roskill again in the clear, sells the dummy there, and Roskill gets his second try of the afternoon. Scott Roskill sold the dummy there, and the Bradford tackling, all from that mistake back there of that ball going to ground, and Crusaders now with the tails up this afternoon. That's 8 points on the board, and a relatively easy conversion attempt for John Gallagher underneath the posts. And Bradford not really putting anything together in this opening 10 minutes here. It's the Crusaders that have come out with the aggression as Gallagher slots the ball between the posts. So that's London Crusaders 10, Bradford Northern 0. Derek Fox to restart again as Bradford need to get themselves into gear as the ball deep down as Gallagher coming from the full-back position sells the dummy, tries to burst the tackle there, but Dave Watson hauls him to ground with Paul Newlove. Jason Walker there trying to make a few yards as Neville Ramsey, first man in again, drops the ball off. Working the short side now with Sam Stewart. Stewart up to the halfway line. That's good running by the Crusaders prop. And a knock on there, spotted by John Holsworth at that play of the ball. As we've said, very, very greasy conditions in the stadium this afternoon. So down we go to scrum on the halfway line, and Drake Fox, the ball in and out the scrum there, and brought to ground very, very quickly there as Brian Kebby going from acting halfback, but Kebby trying to straighten up there, gets to the halfway line. Trevor Clark onto John Hamer. Hamer driving again, but good spotting there by Chris Whittaker as Fairbank looking for supporting players, but three Crusaders players bring him down as Fasu. No way through as the fifth tackle signal by the referee as Derek Fox puts the kick into the corner, and that ball's going to hang up there as Akuku goes back and just puts the ball down into touch. That'll be a drop out underneath the post to the Crusaders as Fox chipped that ball into the corner there for Newlove to run onto. So John Gallagher with the dropout, long low ball up to the halfway line as Daddle Shelford picks the ball up, and Roskell up there very, very quickly on his opposing centre, and a penalty for laying on there. This is the directive from the Rugby League that laying on at the tackle. Derek Fox pops the ball into touch on that far side where a good gathering of Bradford Northern spectators as John Hamer drives up into the 20-metre area of the Crusaders. Derek Fox onto Roy Powell. Powell straightens up, but Powell's well hauled down. Fox, the long ball out. Ball just knocked down there, so a little bit of a let off there as Crusaders went for the interception there as Derek Fox tried to float that ball out, so it'd be head and ball to Bradford Northern. Another set of six. Derek Fox from behind the scrum. Fox just ankle tapped as he was heading forward, and referee spotting the knock on there, so Fox obviously losing the ball there as he went down. So the ascendancy now with the Crusaders, it's their head and ball, they're on their own 10-metre area. It's picked up by Neville Ramsey from behind the scrum, gets a good ball out there, but Roy Powell out of the pack very, very quickly, covering that blind side as Stewart comes driving again. So it's Crusaders again, using the two big props of Chris Whittaker and Sam Stewart, drive the ball out to the halfway line. Neville Ramsey onto Gallagher as Gallagher puts a high ball across the field there, just watching the ball going dead this time. The wind taking that ball dead, but a tricky ball there for young Sean Austerfield. Just tap out to Bradford as Dave Watson. Watson trying to barge his way through, but three players haul Dave Watson down. Not made any real impression there. John Hamer doing the steadying work in the middle, driving up as Trevor Clark drops the ball off. Derek Fox in at the mark, in at the man again, onto Paul Dixon, but a good tackle there on Paul Dixon as Dixon looked to come off one foot. Newlove gets out of one, but this time well brought down there by Troy Ruggles. the ball with Derek Fox. Fox, the little chipper over the top, but Mark Riley back there to clean up, and Derek Fox brings his opposing number 7 down. Akuku with the ball now. This is the guy who can motor. An even timer. That's what's been said about this exciting winger that they've got here at the London Crusaders. Bradford driving the players back there. Little dart down the short side there. That was a nice little break by Scott Carter, the hooker. Bradford in very, very quickly on that ball. It was Crusaders didn't have anybody in the acting half back there as that ball was played very, very quickly. So that'll be head and ball to Bradford Northern on the halfway line. 15 minutes gone in this quarter-final of the Regal Trophy, and of course the winners go into the draw tomorrow. Ball dropped off there to Daddle Shelford by Dave Watson, but the cover coming across. Good driving run by Carl Fairbank. Big game expected of Carl Fairbank this afternoon as Fasu on the drive now, dips the shoulder, loses the ball there, and it's Roskill on the far side, looking to go round the outside there of Daddle Shelford, but just hauled down as the big tall centre there for the Crusaders look to have the half break on. Ramsey on the drive, but good tackling, and Ramsey managing to offload the ball there as John Gallagher comes in from fullback. The ball flipped out over the top. Crusaders doing well, keeping this ball alive. Enterprising plays. They come down the short side with Neville Ramsey. Ramsey drops the ball off, and that's going to go into touch off a Bradford player. So referee saying 1-1. It's head and ball to Bradford Northern there, as referee just having a word there. I don't realise what the signal was he was saying, but it's Bradford's head and ball as Derek Fox puts the ball in onto Sean Osterfield. As Osterfield, that's a good tackle by Gallagher up very, very quickly there, as Newliff helping the forwards out there, driving the ball forward. Fasu again, but 3 Crusaders defenders bring him to ground. Dixon's well spotted again. This is good tackling as Trevor Clark from the acting halfback makes good yardage, but that's the last tackle signal by the referee as a little bit of blue sky starts to appear in North London as Derek Fox puts the ball over the top, and that's going to find touch on the 20-metre mark, but of course the all-important head and ball going to the Crusaders. So midway through the first half, it's still that scoreline, Crusaders 10, Bradford 0, as Riley comes up with the ball from the scrum. That's good running as Dave Watson picking the ball up there, but referee saying offside, so that's a penalty to the Crusaders as that ball was knocked down as John Gallagher puts a long ball well into the Bradford half of the field. So Bradford once again having to defend as Crusaders now with another set of sixes. Neville Ramsey takes the drive up, but straight into the waiting arms there of John Hamer. Crusaders up to the 20-metre mark now as long ball out as Whittaker driving in there. That's good running by Whittaker as Paul Newland brings him to ground, but Crusaders moving the ball out wide. A little bit of a forward pass suspected there, but John Gallagher just held up a yard short as the switch move was on there. So Bradford really having to defend now as the ball chipped through Referee saying a knock on there as Neville Ramsey down on that ball. It looks as though it had come off the Bradford player, but saying that there was a knock on, so a little bit of a let off there for Bradford Northern. And attention required. It looks like one of the Crusaders players that's requiring attention, and Paul Newell as well. Probably a little bit of mud in the eye once. And of course the draw tomorrow morning, all important. The first name out of the hat. There's no separate semi-finals like there has been in previous years for this Regal Trophy tie. So whoever comes out of that hat first in the morning will have home advantage. In the semi-finals, as Bradford come away with the ball with Dave Watson. Watson straightening up, but Neville Ramsey halts any progress there for the Bradford standoff. Roy Powell. Powell up to the 20 metre mark. John Holdsworth wanting to get the Crusaders onside. They're coming up very, very quickly as Fasu once again drives in, but good tackling. Trevor Clark from acting half-back, but Clark's well pulled down there by his opposing number 9. Scott Carson. Bradford not making a great deal of headway, just using the forwards there as the last tackle signal by the referee as Derek Fox pops the ball over the top again, and that ball bobbling and bouncing, and the winger coming back very, very well there in Mark Johnson, but Johnson's hauled down. Gallagher going up the short side, but straight into the waiting defence there of Paul Dixon. Crusaders with a good high ball there towards Gerald Caudle, and Caudle just missing that ball then, and that's Bradford who put the ball into touch. That'll be head and ball to the Crusaders there as that ball swirling about, and Gerald Caudle couldn't take that ball. So it's head and ball to the Crusaders. The drive on there, and Crusaders moving a good ball out there to Gallagher. Mistake there as Primer Kebby just got in the way there of John Gallagher, and if Kebby could have picked that ball up, he got an open field in front of him. Akuku from the acting half-back. Little short burst there to try and break through, but that'll Shelford as Crusaders go on a dummy run as Riley driving towards the post is on the 10 metre mark. Neville Ramsey propping, looking to step off of 1 foot. Ball over the top there, but Paul Newell in very, very quickly on the number 11 Steve Roslin. Crusaders driving up, but once again the last tackle signalled by the referee as players come running from deep. It's Neville Ramsey, and Ramsey the little chip over the top, but swept up at the back there for Bradford Northern. Osterfield from the acting half-back, but he's picked up by the shirt and hauled back by Roskill as Caudle looking to bring the ball away. Just couldn't get out of the clutches there as the Crusaders hang on to the Bradford Northern winger by 1 leg. Dixon driving up, spinning out there. That's good running by Dixon, looking for supporting players. He had Gerald Caudle with him, but just couldn't offload that ball as Northern coming again with Carl Fairbank. Fairbank burst the tackle. He's got supporting player there in New Love, but couldn't get the ball out. So Bradford up to the halfway line as Derek Fox, little prop, pops the ball over the top of John Gallagher, and Gallagher back to retrieve the ball. And that's good chasing by Bradford Northern that bring Gallagher down on the 25. It was Dave Watson who got up there to pull him down. Bradford with the tackling there, driving the Crusaders back. That's 3 play, the ball's gone now, and they're still just outside their own 25. Neville Ramsey, once again the little prop and the little dip, and New Love there just got hold of him by the shirt collar as he was trying to go around the outside. A very partisan London crowd here this afternoon, screaming at John Holsworth that it was a high tackle as the ball popped over the top on the last tackle as Osterfield just steadies the ball down, picks it up in his own in-goal area, tries to go round the outside of Ekuku, but ball down. It's Brian Kebby from the acting half-back. Kebby, nowhere to go there as the markers up very, very quickly on the Bradford Northern winger. Dave Watson. Watson bobbing and weaving about, trying to get out of the tackle, but good tackling once again by the Crusaders, keeping Northern penned in their own 22. That's a good ball out to Daddle Shelford. Caudle on the far side now. First running chance there for Gerald Caudle, but the cover getting across there. Long ball out, that's well taken by Roy Powell as Powell sets off up the park, but once again it's the last tackle signalled as Dave Watson. Watson, the interception there by Ekuku, and Brian McKebby just managing to pull him down as Ekuku would have been in the corner. So once again it's a mistake by Bradford Northern that hand the ball to the Crusaders. Neville Ramsey from the acting half-back as Crusaders move the ball out along the park. Sam Stewart, that's good supporting play, good rugby by the second division outfit, and a big gap appeared there as Carter drives towards the post. Bradford with the pressure on now, the tackler's coming across and a little chip through, but that looks like Bradford dropping on that ball there with Daddle Shelford to relieve the pressure as Roskell once again very, very quickly there up at the marker, and a penalty there. The 2 Crusaders players not lining up behind one another in an offside position, so a chance for Derek Fox to relieve a little bit of the pressure. Coming up to half an hour on the clock. Hamer takes the first drive up. Dixon, nowhere through there for Dixon, and Crusaders tackling well in this opening half an hour, keeping Bradford Northern penned down as Watson, the ball out to Osterfield, but Osterfield caught there as Neville Ramsey in very, very quickly. Newlove trying to get out of the tackle there, slipped one, but finally hauled down. Dixon on the far side. Bradford with 5 tackle signal now by the referee, so Derek Fox with the chip over the top, and that finds touch on the far side, midway between the halfway and the 25. Still that scoreline, London Crusaders 10, Bradford Northern 0, and the Bradford crowd not had a lot to shout about yet this afternoon. And John Holsworth just wanting that scrum to go down again as Trevor Clark's head's popping up from the middle of that pack. It's a nice little darting run there by Mark Riley, but just ankle tapped as Neville Ramsey looks to get the ball moving again. It's a good ball driving out, good inside pass to Gallagher, and final pass just going to ground there as Bradford with Dave Watson sweeps the ball up at the back. Watson drops the ball inside to Caudle. Caudle coming at pace, but good spotting there by the Crusaders, brings the Bradford winger down. Hamer up to the halfway line, turning his back, looking for support, but she couldn't get that ball out there to Derek Fox. Roy Powell. Powell dips the shoulder, but once again the Crusaders doing the job with the tackling this afternoon. Fasu makes a few more valuable yards, but that's 4 tackles gone now as Derek Fox in at number 1 again, gets the ball over the top to John Hamer, and Hamer was looking to offload to the supporting Fox as Fox straightens up, puts the little chip over the top and straight into the waiting arms there of Mark Johnson. So it's Crusaders on the attack again with Neville Ramsey. Ramsey jinking about, bobbing about, trying to make that little prop, that little half break. Minchelski driving up to the halfway line. So Crusaders moving the ball out, the standoff there, just a little bit over eager. Troy Ruggles, just a little bit over eager there with the ball and putting it down. So Derek Fox to feed the ball in the scrum, but referee catching the Crusaders all offside there, coming out of the pack too quick as Derek Fox takes a quick tap to Dave Watson. Bradford just stood about there, obviously expecting Derek Fox to kick for touch. Fasu once again driving forward, taking the ball up. Roy Powell. Powell prop steps inside, brought down on the 20-metre mark. Northern could do with a try now as we come into the last 10 minutes of this first half. Nice little switch there with Paul Dixon, but the cover coming across well there to halt any progress by Paul Dixon's Derek Fox running at the defence. Fox sells the little dummy, but Paul Newlove coming charging there, but the last tackle signalled by the referee as Newlove, the little chip through this time, and that ball well smothered there as Carl Fairbank was up very, very quickly on the number 12 as a Cuckoo looks to bring the ball out, but Brian McKebby halts any progress of this big tall winger of the Crusaders. And once again the ball spilled, picked up there by Trevor Clark as Clark trying to get away. Dixon knocks one off, offloads the ball to Osterfield. Osterfield straightens up, but back into the waiting defence there. Bradford on the 20-metre mark now. Fairbank drops a nice ball inside to Hamer, but Hamer's well tackled there by Neville Ramsey. Watson onto Fasu. Fasu straightens up, gets out of one, had the supporting Newlove with him, but just couldn't offload that ball as Crusaders did a good job clamping man and ball. Long ball out. Watson well caught there as Dave Watson wanting to get up and play the ball quickly. Watson, referee allowing play on there as Watson slides through. Watson going for the corner, but just pulled down as that ball going to ground. So it's Crusaders back in possession now inside their own 10-metre area, looking to bring the ball out. Players getting a little bit undistinguishable, but and that ball surely not played there, but referee John Holsworth with his back to the play of the ball there as Neville Ramsey brings the ball down the short side. The little chip over the top for Cuckoo to chase as Osterfield picks the ball up and two chases in there. Nice little sidestep by Osterfield, but Abby Cuckoo brings him down. Nice ball out to Brian McKebby. Kebby straightens up, but once again the cover up very, very quickly there with Roskell. Hamer driving up the short side. Derek Fox. Fox looking to get somebody moving. That's a good ball out. Once again to Hamer, but no more supporting players on that far side for Hamer to offload to as Watson drops the ball inside to Osterfield. Osterfield, little prop, little step. Not the sort of grounds today though for the nice side steppers. Bradford on the last tackle again as Fox gets out of bother this time and pops the ball over the top, but John Gallagher will pick that ball up safely. Drives at the Bradford defence there and down as the Cuckoo on the ball again, sets off across the park. Big tall player, hard to tackle. Ball flipped inside to Ramsey. Crusaders keep the ball alive. Good football once again by the Crusaders. Keeping the pressure on Bradford Northern as once again they come down the short side with Neville Ramsey. Ramsey drops one inside to Gallagher. On to Riley. Crusaders keeping the ball going through Carter's. Roy Powell in there very, very quickly as that ball popped out to Sam Stewart. Dropped inside again to Jason Walker, and that's good football as referee wanting the Bradford players back. And a knock-on spotted there. That's good refereeing by John Holsworth, just spotting that knock-on there at the play of the ball. A little bit too over-eager there by the Crusaders. Keeping the pressure on Bradford Northern as we come up into the last 5 minutes of this first half. Still that scoreline, Crusaders 10, Bradford Northern 0. And obviously Peter Fox and Nigel Stevenson need to have a big planning with the boys during the half time as Newlove gets out of one tackle. Newlove's got Kebby with him, but Newlove electing to come inside there when Kebby was on the outside. Kebby steps inside one, gets out of two tackles. Finally hauled down. Fox at first man. Ball on to Dixon. Dixon driving up, but once again the Crusaders forwards doing a tremendous amount of work. Carl Fairbank. Good driving run by Fairbank up to the halfway line. Fox drops the ball over the top to Watson, but Crusaders keeping an eye on Dave Watson this afternoon. Derek Fox pops the ball over the top and John Gallagher just lets it bounce once, picks it up, punts the ball forward, and that's well taken by Sean Osterfield. And Osterfield gets out of one, gets out of two. That's good play there by Osterfield as the ball dropped inside. And referee giving a penalty there. It must have been an incident off the ball there as Daryl Shelford used Gerald Caudle as a foil. And let's see, John Holsworth, who is pulling out, is giving the penalty to Bradford Northern as that shoulder charge went in as Derek Fox taps the ball quickly. The ball onto Newlove. Newlove props. Steps inside, gets out of one, nearly lost the ball there as he looked to offload to Brian McKebby, but the Cuckoo halts any further progress as Hamer drives up. Coming up to the half-time hooter in this quarter-final of the Regal Trophy as Bradford drive up again, but no way through. Watson drops the ball inside to Dixon. Dixon hands one off. Fox drops the ball off to Newlove. Newlove straightens up, but no way through this time for Paul Newlove as the last tackle signalled by the referee. Fox, little drop goal attempt by Derek Fox, but that's over the top. Carl Fairbank claiming the try, but referee saying offside there as that little bicycle kick by Derek Fox. And Carl Fairbank walking away there, just shaking his head, saying he was behind the kicker when that ball went, so it's the penalty for offside to the Crusaders as John Gallagher decides to plant the ball on the floor. The wind still blowing from left to right of this stadium. Quite an open stadium, so not a lot of protection as Ramsey on the ball again. Ramsey going across the face of the defence, but progress halted there by Roy Powell. Crusaders going again with Roskill on that far side, the man who's done the damage in this first half. 2 tries for the Crusaders. So Crusaders with the last attack. Gallagher puts a good high ball up, and Gallagher about to take the ball there, but Osterfield doing well as the ball just out of the clutches there of Gallagher as he followed that kick up. Newlove from the acting half-back, but no progress made for the Bradford centre as Roy Powell takes the drive up. Fox, little run round there with John Hamer, but Hamer into the waiting defence, and Trevor Clark from acting half-back onto Powell. Powell going across the park, looking for the half break there, but it's once again, it's the last tackle signal by John Holsworth as Derek Fox will put the boot to the ball over the top. That'll be a knock on there by the winger Mark Johnson. Just didn't take that ball cleanly, so head and ball to Bradford Northern. Into injury time now at the Coxhall Stadium as Bradford, with the last attack of this first half, could do with going in at half plan with some points on the board as Daryl Shelford straightens up, gets out of one, spins round, but finally hauled down there by John Gallagher as Derek Fox out to Watson. Watson drops the ball inside to Newlove. Newlove gets out of one. Newlove straightening up. Newlove going for the try. That's a good try by Paul Newlove. Just what Bradford Northern needed on the half hour. A try from nothing. And that's the class of the Bradford Northern record buy that I'll make that half-time pep talk a little bit less lighter, but Newlove just getting the ball from a standing start there and found a way through, put his head down, went for the post, and Fox, of course, one of the leading goal kickers in the Division 1, and duly obliges there as the wind pulls the ball back. So that reduces the arrears a little bit now. It's Crusaders 10, Bradford Northern 6, as the half-time hooter goes in our ear. So a scrappy first half by Bradford Northern, but no doubt with the wind in the second half will keep the Crusaders in their own half of the field. So half-time score here at London Crusaders, Bradford Crusaders 10, Bradford Northern 6. So the teams back out on the park for the second half, and Bradford with a change of shirts, and the Crusaders still in the same strip. No substitutes at half time as Derek Fox gets the second half underway. And Bradford with that 4-point deficit at half time. Peter Fox keeping faith with the 13 that finished that first half. Ramsey on the drive as Dave Watson, fellow countryman, hauls Neville Ramsey to ground along with Roy Powell. Northern moving up quickly on the forwards. Roslin, the big number 11 there, drives the ball over the halfway line. It's the last tackle signal by the referee as Gallagher, once again, that's a good chip over the top. Kick and chase, and Kebby having to go a long way back, but going down on that ball safely is Sean Osterfield from acting half-back and dragged over into his own in-goal area there as he tried to come round the man, so that'll be a drop out under the post. Chance for the Crusaders to get the ball back. So Derek Fox with the drop out, pops the ball over the top, and that ball there, somebody trying to trap it, the number 12 Minchelski, but finally picked up by a Cuckoo as he comes across the park, but John Hamer and Derek Fox wrestle him to ground just on the halfway line. Riley with the little chip over the top. That's a good little chip by Riley, but once again Brian McKebby getting back there well to cover Newlove. Looking to go down the short side, but he's hauled down. Dixon driving at the Crusaders defence. John Hamer spinning around there, but once again the Crusaders tackling well this afternoon. Roy Powell looking for the half break. He'd got Carl Fairbank on the outside, but just couldn't offload the ball to him as the last tackle signal by the referee. And that's a good kick into space as ball picked up there by Mark Johnson. Coming up the short side is Stuart Gallagher. John Gallagher it is, from the acting halfback there, takes the ball across the field. Crusaders looking to move the ball out wide, and that's a good driving run once again that brings them back into the Bradford half of the field. Numbers getting a little bit undistinguishable on the Dixon spinning again, turning round, but very, very greasy underfoot here. Watson, the long ball out to Newlove. Newlove trying to step inside, but Newlove hauled down as Derek Fox puts the long kick over the top. That's a good ball, and that finds touch out on the full. Wasn't on the six tackle, so down we go to scrum. It won't be the handover, but there again the heading ball to the Crusaders inside the Bradford half of the field. Ball in and out of the scrum as London coming in. Little dummy run, and Newlove for the interception there, but just couldn't take the ball. As Newlove had taken that ball, it'd have been under the post for his second try of the afternoon, but the ball just bobbling off the top of his fingers there. So it's a scrum on the halfway line. Ball out, picked up by Neville Ramsey from behind the scrum, gets the ball to a Cuckoo on the far side. Cuckoo going round the outside of Kebby, but finally hauled down there. Neville Ramsey once again from acting halfback, bringing the ball across the face of the Bradford defence, but Roy Powell wraps him up. Come on, London, let's go! Crusaders had the better of the opening 5 minutes of this second half as the second rower takes the drive up there. Going down the short side again with Riley, but Riley just propping off the foot there. And come on, London! Last tackle signalled by the referee again, so Neville Ramsey drops the ball off short. Crusaders keep the ball alive. That's good play by the Crusaders. Riley pops the ball over the top there. And finally play halted, and referee giving a penalty there. It's not, it's the handover to Bradford Northern. The signal looked as though it was going to be a penalty to the Crusaders as Bradford trying to come away there, but not really putting the game together as Dixon takes the driver, but Crusaders doing the job there, tackling. Roy Powell up to the 20-metre mark. Bradford had 3 tackles now, and Knott's got the ball down the park as John Hamer takes the drive up now, but big hit there by Sam Stewart on John Hamer as the ball goes to Derek Fox. Fox puts a long kick over the top, and Gallagher takes the ball going round the outside as Gallagher Gallagher progress finally halted, but a penalty to the Crusaders there for laying on, as John Gallagher wanting to get up and play that ball very, very quickly. And Gallagher pops the ball into touch, so another set of 6 for the Crusaders, as Bradford warming 2 substitutes up, Dave Heron and Paul Gratian, but the Crusaders driving up again up that short side. Back to within that Bradford 20-metre areas. The ball moving across the park. Nice little cut-out move, and that'll be a knock-on if Caudle gets the boot to it, so it's a chase, and that ball finding touch. Caudle just not able to control it, but John Holsworth coming back for the first offence there, so it'd be heading ball to Bradford Northern. And Northern ringing the changes, so Faso coming off to replace by Paul Gratian, and Dave Heron coming on. Brian McKebby coming off on the far side, so probably see Dave Watson drop back to full-back, and Sean Osterfield going onto the wing on that far side, so Dave Heron at standoff as the ball out with Dave Watson. Watson setting across the face again, but he's halted there by his opposing number, Troy Ruggless. Paul Dixon. Dixon up to the halfway line. Paul Gratian, first touch of the ball. Gratian with good driving run there. Bradford needed a little bit more pep in as Heron sells the dummy. Dave Heron half broke the tackle there, but just hauled down. It's what Bradford need. Somebody to move that ball out as Watson from the acting halfback drops a nice ball inside. Bradford keeping the ball going. Bradford with a little bit more urgency now in the game. Still 4 points adrift as Fox onto Heron. Heron steps nicely out of, drops the ball off to Hamer, and Bradford keeping the ball alive. Bradford going Newlove. Newlove bursting through, and Paul Newlove gets his second try for Bradford Northern. All stemmed from that close quarter passing, but it was Dave Heron who got the ball out and give Paul Newlove half a chance, and Newlove gets his second try of the afternoon. Heron made all the difference coming on for the substitution, and Bradford starting to move the ball about, and Paul Newlove doesn't miss many opportunities like that when he's put into the clear, so Bradford going to the lead for the first time. Played some 12-13 minutes of this second half, and Dave Rotherham and Chris Smith coming on to replace Chris Whiteley, and Dan Mikalski coming off, so match all square as Crusaders restart. Dave Heron making a mistake there, that ball hanging in the wind, so it's Crusaders with the ball, and straight away the substitute there, straight into action as Crusaders driving at the Bradford line, just 10 metres out now. Ramsey drops the ball on as the gap opened up, but once again the Bradford cover getting across there as Ramsey driving for the line, but he's held up there by a barrage of Bradford players. Last tackle signal by the referee, so Crusaders need to move the ball out wide, and the ball chipped through there as finally that ball scooped dead there by Carl Fairbank. Or was it Daddle Shelford on that far side? That's a drop out underneath the posts. So Derek Fox pops the ball over the top, but once again the ball not going very far. Picked up by Neville Ramsey as Ramsey sets off down the short side. Crusaders coming with the substitute, number 14, Dave Rotherham. Rotherham's progress halted there by Paul Gratian as Crusaders moving the ball out wide now. The ball laid inside. still keeping that ball alive. This is good football by the Crusaders as that ball bobbling and juggling about. Little darting run there as Riley just pulled down there by John Hamer. Working the short side again. Big second row forward, drops the ball back. This time it's a mistake, a knock on by the standoff half there, Troy Douglas. So the pressure put on Bradford Northern again. So down we go to scrum on the 10-metre mark. Derek Fox with the ball in and out of the scrum at the opposing scrum half there. Riley very, very quickly on to him as Fairbank sets off. No way through as Trevor Clark, but into the Bradford half of the field as Mark Johnson trying to take that ball across the far side, and Cuckoo on the ball. He's hauled down on that far side as Sam Stewart trying to sell the dummy there, trying to go through the gap as Crusaders come again. And ball laid off as ball flipped outside. That's a good tackle by Daryl Shelford. 5 tackles gone once again for the Crusaders. Little chip over the top and Dave Watson picking the ball up there at fullback on his own line as ball bobbling about there, and that's surely a try for the Crusaders. No, referee saying no try. Bounce the ball as Neville Ramsey claims the try, but John Holdsworth saying no, he bounced the ball, he didn't get a hand to it, didn't move it down as Paul Gratian now brings the ball away. So a let off there for Bradford Northern. That ball bobbling out of John Hamer's hands at the Acton halfback. So a let off for Northern as Watson dancing about from the Acton halfback, but no way through as Northern trying to drive this ball up, but London Crusaders still tackling. Roy Powell from Acton halfback spins out of one, gets up to the halfway line, but once again it's 5 tackles gone for Bradford Northern. Newler for the ball to Fox. Fox puts the ball up into the sky, and that's knocked back, so it's Gallagher bringing the ball away. On his own 10-metre mark is a Cuckoo on the ball again. Cuckoo's well tackled there from behind by Daryl Shelford. And that's a mistake by the Crusaders, so Bradford in possession there, or the ball flipped up. It looked as though Paul Dixon had the ball, and referee going to the touch judge there for assistance. Touch judge signaling the knock on there, so that should be head and ball to Bradford Northern. Referee going back to the original knock on there as that ball went to ground as Fox the ball in out of the scrum to Heron. Heron props, straightens up, but no way through this time for Dave Heron. Dixon driving in, but once again they cover up very, very quickly on Paul Dixon. Hamer takes the ball up, and Paul Newlove coming at pace down the short side. Newlove once again. Newlove gets out of one. Exciting running there. Newlove ran from a long way back. Wants to get some urgency into this as Bradford move the ball out. Derek Fox gets the ball this time. Heron props straight. Heron going for the post. Heron offloads the ball, and Bradford over. That's a try. Bounced over the line there. Can't see who it is that got over the line, and referee there just having a word. and allowing Bradford to get into the lead for the first time this afternoon as Derek Fox with the conversion attempt finds the centre of the post this time, so Bradford go into a 6-point lead. Yeah, Carl Fairbank it was that scored the try. After that, defence was prized open. Paul Dixon driving up, and Dixon getting a little bit undistinguishable in the mud as Gratian dips the shoulder, but good spotting there as Fox once again puts the long ball down the park. John Gallagher with a long way to go back, traps the ball with his feet. Paul Newlove up there very, very quickly on that far side to bring him to ground as Crusaders coming again with a cuckoo, but good tackling, and it's a nice little darting run up the short side there, and quick play of the ball by the Crusaders, driving this ball back towards the Bradford half. So Northern need to defend now as the ball flipped inside there. Standoff, Johnson gets out of one, offloads the ball, but the ball finally goes to ground as referee John Holzer signals the last tackle, and the ball chipped up there, and that ball bobbling about, hanging in the wind, and Bradford finally get the ball at the second attempt. Dave Watson from acting half-back Watson. Props trying to go round the outside, but well hauled down there. John Hamer driving up once again. Fairbank spinning round, but couldn't offload the ball there as the Crusaders smothered man and ball. Derek Fox once again puts the boot to the ball, driving the Crusaders back into their own half, and Mark Johnson picks the ball up safer this time. Derek Fox got out of the tackle there as Johnson going across the park, and a lot of running there for not a lot of yardage, but Crusaders once again coming with Cuckoo on that far side, bringing the ball infield, taking a little bit of work off the forwards. Nice little ball dropped inside. That's a beautiful little ball, and a good tackle there by Daryl Shelford. Try saving tackle and losing the ball there. A little bit unfortunate there. It's nice little dropped off ball that split the Bradford Northern defence, and Jason Walker, the gap opened up for him. But try saving tackle by Daryl Shelford. Derek Fox bringing the runners on this time, and Fox once again looking to distribute, gets the ball onto Heron. Heron prop straightens up to the halfway line. Last tackle signalled by the referee, so John Hamer driving, got a good ball out to Daryl Shelford. Shelford just bundled into touch on that far side as good strong break there by John Hamer, and Daryl Shelford up in support, but just forced into touch with the slippy conditions here in North London this afternoon. Head and ball it will be once the pack get down, and ball in and out this time as Troy Ruglis sets off with a ball, manages to offload, got out of the tackle of one as Jedel Cordell chasing across the park then finally brings him to ground, and Ramsey steps inside. Ramsey stepping out of the tackle there, and a high tackle there on Neville Ramsey by Jedel Cordell, so John Holdsworth in very, very quickly to give the penalty there to the Crusaders. Gallagher pops the ball over the top into touch, so it's back into the Bradford half of the field, and Crusaders coming with a set of 6. That's good, strong running. Crusaders driving in again, and Northern need to keep that line intact. It's still that 6 points advantage they've got as Crusaders switching the ball about. Ball coming across the park. This could be danger for Bradford Northern, but Derek Fox on his opposing scrum half Riley brings him to ground. A quick play of the ball. 5 tackle signal by the referee as Crusaders still on the ball, and finally the ball going to ground, and Bradford sweeping up at the back there through Roy Powell as Powell offloads the ball. Dave Watson going across the face of the defence again. Newlove from acting halfback. Newlove steps out of one, but can't make any further progress. Derek Fox puts the boot to the ball again. That's deep into the London Crusaders half, and John Gallagher having to race back a long way. He's got Mark Johnson up in support as Fox misses the tackle on Gallagher, and finally Sean Osterfield coming in off the wing there as Crusaders coming again with Cuckoo. That's good running once again by a Cuckoo, this big tall London Crusaders winger. Half an hour gone in this second half as Crusaders into the clear again, and once again it's Daryl Shelford with a try-saving tackle. Crusaders coming up the short side, the ball chipped over the top, and Gerald Caudle gets the ball at the second attempt there. We're up very, very quickly on the Bradford attackers. John Hamer. Hamer just drives the ball up to the 20-metre mark. Dixon spinning again, looking for supporting players, but no way through as the 5 tackles once again come up very, very quickly for Bradford Northern. The ball go out to Derek Fox. Fox charged down there, kick charged down by Derek Fox, so Crusaders back on the attack again, running at the Bradford defences. Riley tried to go through there between John Hamer and Roy Powell, working the short side again with Sam Stewart. Moving the ball out. But once again, the Bradford cover getting across there very, very quickly. Crusaders coming with the number 11 there, Steve Roslin, and finally Roslin just losing the ball there as he tried to get to his feet. So that'll be head and ball to Bradford Northern, and 1 or 2 of the players now feeling the pace of this game. Very, very heavy underfoot. But Bradford knew when they came here this afternoon that they were in for a hard game, with the Crusaders being on that 10-match winning sequence, and of course did knock Featherstone Rovers out of the Regal Trophy as Dave Watson dancing, trying to dance away, gets out of 1, gets out of 2, but finally hauled down. Watson doing a little bit too much there. Nobody coming running off the Bradford Northern player as knock-on spotted there by John Holdsworth. So it'll be the pressure put on Bradford Northern again. Head and ball, we're on the Bradford 10-metre mark. It's Bradford with the drive on there, but referee saying scrum collapsing, so down we'll go to scrum again. Into the last 10 minutes of this game. Neville Ramsey picks the ball up from the behind the scrum as the scrum half Riley went on a dummy run there. Crusaders wanting to get the ball up. Nice little ball flipped up the back as coming over the top. Bradford once again managing to keep Roslin, the big tall centre out as Crusaders switch the ball, finds the gap, and finally they get the door open, but then the door shut. Good long ball out over the top, and ball just going to ground there, but a Cuckoo picks the ball up and going for the corner, but the Bradford cover getting across there. Crusaders throwing everything at Bradford Northern's line now. The long ball out here, and it could spell danger for Bradford Northern. Ball out with Mark Johnson as Johnson steps inside, manages to offload. Crusaders keeping this ball alive, but finally Bradford tackling, and Bradford intercepting there. That's the ball to Gerald Caudle. It was the interception there that Carl Fairbank took the ball, everybody stood still, and Carl Fairbank had the supporting Gerald Caudle with him, and Caudle probably seals the game now for Bradford Northern, but Crusaders unlucky there. They put a lot of pressure on the Bradford line, and that ball just popping out there, and Carl Fairbank setting off down the part, and Gerald Caudle racing up, and Caudle showed them a clean pair of heels to put the ball down underneath the post and leave Derek Fox with an easy conversion attempt to beyond the Crusaders, but there again they've fought hard this afternoon. First time they've got so far in a major final. And Derek Fox duly obliges there with the conversion attempt. So Bradford with that 12-point cushion now, and 1,878 people here this afternoon, and obviously a good contingent of people come down from Bradford as Crusaders make a substitution. It's Troy Ruggless coming off, and Darren Michalski coming back on the park as we go into the last 5 minutes of this quarter-final of the 93-94 Regal Trophy. That's a good hanging ball. Ball bobbling about there, and referee finally spotting the knock on there as that ball hung up again in the wind. Carl Fairbank couldn't take it clean. And it's Crusaders with the ball. Neville Ramsey gone out to stand off now with Crusaders ringing the changes there as trying to keep this ball alive. That's taking the ball up the short side, but no way through as the Bradford defence held, but a lot of pressure by the Crusaders in this second half, and not a great deal to show for it, but once again they're keeping that ball alive and playing attractive football, and this will no doubt do the game in London very, very well as Ramsey sets off again. Drops the little short ball off, and Johnson on this far side was screaming for the ball. It was wide open as Sam Stewart drives up again towards the post, but Bradford keeping the tackling up, and a little chip over the top, and Dave Watson takes the ball cleanly, catches it on the full, so that'll be a tap out to Bradford Northern on the 25. He took that ball clean inside his own in-goal area. So Northern coming with Paul Dixon. Dixon takes the ball up just that 3 or 4 yards. Bradford probably done enough now to go into that draw tomorrow morning. Of course, all important. They need to come out of that hat first or third for home advantage in the semi-finals. Derek Fox puts the boot to the ball. That's a good ball over the top, and that's going to find touch on that far side on the Crusaders 20-metre mark. And the wind picking up here again. A lot of tired players, but probably a lot of happy players on that long haul back to Bradford tonight up the M1. So down we go to scrum. It'll be head and ball to the Crusaders. The ball in and out. Riley, little jink round the back of the pack there, trying to prize an opening as Neville Ramsey offloads the ball from acting halfback. Little dummy shown there, but the progress of the Crusaders halted. Coming again up to the halfway line. Ramsey in at first man again at distribution. That ball going to ground, but referee John Holmes was saying it went back. No knock on there. Chip over the top again, and that's well taken on the far side there by Sean Osterfield. Had a good game in his debut this afternoon. This young fullback been playing well in the academy as Watson skips out of one, drops the ball off to Shelford. Shelford trying to shrug his way out of the tackle, but no way through for the Bradford centre this time as Watson from acting halfback gets the ball to Caudle. Caudle going across the park, gets the ball out. Nice little one-handed pass out there to Osterfield. That's good running up to the halfway line. Bradford coming again with Derek Fox, skips out of one tackle and offloads the ball. Bradford back in the Crusaders half. That's 4 tackles gone now as some very, very tired forwards trying to get to the feed as Dave Heron prop straightens up again. Had the supporting player coming but just couldn't offload the ball there. Watson puts the boot to the ball over the top. That's a good ball by Dave Watson, and the chase is up there very, very quickly. Gallagher managing to get out of trouble there as the chases were up very, very quickly. That's good play by the Crusaders fullback. So Crusaders coming again. Johnson taking the ball across the park, but he's halted as Akuku picks the ball up, tries to brush one off. Good strong running once again by the Crusaders winger, making a good 25-30 yards up this very, very heavy pitch now. Crusaders going up the short side. The ball offloaded. Neville Ramsey. Ramsey props, pushes one off, but finally brought to ground on the halfway line. We come into the last 2 or 3 minutes of this game, and London once again keeping that ball alive, and the ball popped out over the top there, and referee John Holsworth signalling a knock on. So down we'll go to scrum, probably the last scrum of the game. Just 2 or 3 minutes left on the clock. Derek Fox there, and Fox managing to get the ball at the second attempt. Heron puts the kick over the top. That's a good kick, a good chase as John Gallagher's got a long way to go back there. Goes down on the ball safely. But Bradford, all important, kept the Crusaders down in their own half as Akuku picks the ball up on the far side from the acting halfback, but no way through for him. So Crusaders with the ball once again, had a lot of ball in this second half and really played well. Probably just the class of Paul Newlove and of course Dave Heron coming on the park this afternoon that made all the difference. That's a good hit there, but Crusaders still managing to offload the ball as Neville Ramsey works the ball out on that far side. Crusaders going up the short side again. It's a nice little ball laid off there, but finally the ball going to ground on that far side. John Holsworth signalling a knock on.
Today's Regal Trophy Man of the Match.
And the Regal Trophy Man of the Match award this afternoon going to Paul Newlove for the 2 tries that made all the difference. So Bradford coming up with the ball from the scrum, and Derek Fox bundled there, didn't pick the ball up cleanly. Manages to get the ball at the second attempt. So forward with John Hamer. Hamer just settling things down, but just the ball popping out. There's that ball. Very, very heavy, very, very slippy now, and mistakes bound to be made as Northern drive the ball over the halfway line. Fox switches the ball inside. Nice little inside switch there to Roy Powell, but Big Roy halted in his tracks. Trevor Clark at acting half-backs the ball on to Derek Fox as Heron flips a nice ball out, and the ball down along the ground, and that's a good touch finder that drives that ball deep back into the Crusaders 20-metre areas. Daddle Shelford was looking for Gerald Caudle to run through onto that ball. We make it 40 minutes up on the stopwatch now as the ball in and out with the Crusaders as Riley couldn't get out of the clutches there as Carl Fairbank out of the pack very, very quickly. Ramsey on the ball once again, but Ramsey halted, and the hooter once again in our ears, but a good win for Bradford Northern. But London Crusaders played a big part in this game this afternoon, and it'll be Bradford Northern that'll go into that draw tomorrow morning for the semi-final. And once again the PA announcing the crowd 1878. So Derek Fox leading his players across the far side to applaud the Bradford travelling crowds that have made that long haul down the M1 this morning. 10 coaches came down from Bradford, and the players really appreciating the verbal support that they've given them here this afternoon. So final score, Bradford Northern into that hat tomorrow. It's London Crusaders 10, Bradford Northern 22.
They were a good side, weren't they? They gave you a really tough match.
Yes, I think we, even from the draw, we knew that it was going to be tough down here. Where the conditions, especially with the pitch being as heavy as it was, it's a third round game. Obviously, we're going to have an hard game on his hands.
Did you think at half time, though, with the wind in your favour, that 10-6 wasn't too bad?
Yeah, we thought we were quite pleased to go in at half time with that score. The first 10 minutes were a bit worrying to go 10-0 down so early in the game. I thought, looking at the lads, it was as though we'd got off the bus a bit cold, but you know, at half time I think we were fairly confident we were still going to win the game.
You must have been pleased with your contribution. You come on just for a half and create the first 2 tries in the second half.
I'm devastating for about 15 minutes nowadays. So yeah, obviously we've come on. Peter's rested us until late in the game when hopefully things will, on the defensive matter, just slackened off a bit, and he's brought 2 fresh pair of legs on, and you know, we've hoped to give the lads a victory.
I think if anybody had any doubts about Paul Newlove, really in the last few weeks he's confirmed everything that Peter Fox has always said about him. He's a wonderful player, isn't he?
Tremendous player, yeah. What a finisher. When he gets the ball, he only knows where one way is, and that's towards the try line. And you know, it's great to have someone like Paul in the side.
Now, what about playing a full game? Is there a rumour that you might just try 80 minutes sometime, Dave?
The rumour has it. I'll have to ask my uncle Peter Fox to keep looking after me, and you know, the way that he plays me for the last 15 minutes, I might last a few years yet.